there, Broken Arrow. I'm City Manager Michael Spurgeon, and thanks for joining me for this edition of our video segment called Broken Arrow in Motion Take 5. Today I'm going to be visiting with Street and Stormwater Director Rocky Hinkle about a very important topic, and that's streets and roads. Rocky, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, sir. I think it's been about 3 years since last time we did shot one of these videos, so I'm looking forward to our conversation.
No way. That long?
It's been a long time, brother.
I mean, you got a lot going on.
We do. That's probably why we haven't been able to meet so
That's
long.
exactly right. Hey, I wanted to talk to the community today about something very important, and that's road and street maintenance. And I'm excited to announce that we have a new newsletter edition called Open Roads, and you can find it on our website under the Street and Stormwater page. And this is going to be a newsletter or a document just like the Thrive edition that we put out every single year that talks about, in the Thrive, the financial aspects of our community and our organization, where we receive our money from, where that money goes. And also there's comparisons of how our utility rates compare with other adjoining communities, and there's a lot of other financial information. We get a lot of questions and comments about road improvements, road widenings, and so forth. And I felt like that it'd be great to have this document, and we will be updating it every single year, because what it'll do is it'll help folks understand exactly where we get our money from, what projects are going to be street maintenance projects, and what projects we're actually going to do road widenings on. And so I'm very excited to get this started. I want to thank the communication team, Aaron McCulloch, and also all the directors that contributed to it. So today we're going to talk about the street maintenance portion of our two-pronged approach, and Rocky is responsible for that. So Rocky, let's talk real quick about funding first and foremost. You get the funding for street maintenance of existing roads from a sales tax. So approximately how much money do you have every year to do street maintenance?
So back in 2016, the voters approved a 2,500 dedicated tax just to streets, and currently we spend about $3.5 to $4 million on street maintenance from that fund that's generated that tax revenue. Okay,
so you take that money and you make a determination and recommendation every year as a part of the budget process what roads you believe should be maintained with that $3.5 to $4 million. So how do you determine which roads are going to be maintained? Because as you know very, very well, the city has approximately 1,300 lane miles of road that we have to maintain. Some of that road is brand new because it's been dedicated to us by developers, and some roads definitely need attention. So how do you make that determination?
Sure, it's a $600 million asset, so it's one of the largest assets, capital assets that the city has, and we use the criteria of the Pavement Management Report that back in 2016, the council awarded a contract to a consultant to analyze our roadway network system, and they go through and they give the fine details, how many bumps there are, the smoothness of the road, and that spits out a Pavement Condition Index, anywhere from 1 to 100. So the projects that we identify are anywhere from 25 to 75, and so based on that report that we get is how we generate or identify the projects we're going to do for street maintenance, and we plug them into our 7-year street maintenance program.
So if a member of the city council or myself get a call or an email from a resident saying, hey, my road needs to be repaired, can you tell me when that's going to be done? You can go to the Pavement Index report, and you can do what?
So we go to our street maintenance, so we take the pavement management report and we take that information, that data, and we plug it into our street maintenance program. So internally we have developed a 7-year street maintenance program. So if a citizen does call and says, hey, when is my neighborhood scheduled to be resurfaced? Assuming it has met all the criteria to be resurfaced, we will tell them, hey, it's fiscal year 20 whatever. So that's how we determine which neighborhoods will be done.
Okay, one more question before we go, because I always like to keep these segments to just about 5 minutes. And what we'll do is that I'll bring Ethan Edwards, our Director of Engineering and Construction, on sometime in the very near future to talk about the transportation portion of our road and street program, which basically focuses on the widening of streets. And we hear a lot of questions about which streets need to be widened. So do you do all this work in-house, or do you do some of it and then you have contractors? So how do you go about making these repairs?
So it's a combination. So we do have contractors that do perform some of the work, but majority of the work is performed in-house. So again, to the leadership of Tim Wilson, our Assistant Director, Jeff Johnson and Kenny Farmer in our Streets Division, David Ranke and Matt Duran in our Stormwater Division, they knock out some of curb and gutter and the sidewalks that are associated with some of the projects, or concrete panel replacement projects, and our Streets Division handles anything to do with resurfacing projects. So they're taking off the existing 2 inches of asphalt and putting 2 inches of new asphalt down.
Okay, folks, we're about out of time. Once again, I'm so excited to present Open Roads, You can see it on our website under the Street and Stormwater page. Rocky, I want to thank you for the great job that you and your team do. I know you work very, very hard. You're very, very accommodating to the public when it comes to making these improvements. And folks, so that's about it and all the time we have for this edition of Broken Arrow Motion Take 5. But I will be back to talk to Ethan Edwards and we'll discuss the transportation portion of it. So until next time, basically, I look forward to seeing you around town and continue to have a great day in the city of Broken Arrow.